Should probably think of something clever to say so I can do one of my classic cold opens, but or we could just go for it, you know. Well, I got nothing. What's the date today? 14th of December,
We are at the
2025.
14th of December, and
Thank you, mate.
yeah, it's a
And
Sunday night.
yeah, it is. And
A
where
rainy
else would I
Sunday
rather
night.
be?
Beach in the Bahamas.
I mean, that would be quite nice right now because the weather is shite. But anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's our third Game Awards. It's annual. I think after three, we can call it annual, right? This is
Yeah.
now
Yeah, more
a
like a
thing.
tradition, yeah.
Yeah, it's tradition. There we go. Yeah, first one was with Louise. We recorded our second one last year with Mike, both of whom have been on the show many times. And you just heard his voice, Adam. Welcome back. You were with us.
Yeah,
I
good to
actually
be
can't
here.
remember when we recorded this year, last year.
Last year it was when Shadows was revealed or something like that. Like, yeah.
As long as that, I thought it was this year, but
Time's
it's
flown
been
by,
a
mate.
it's been a quick year.
Yeah, it's gone zooming past.
It has. It has. So, yeah, this is episode 191. It is time for our 2025 Game Awards. Four of us. I actually don't know how many categories. 12 categories. And we're just going to run through them. Do you know, I have a feeling we were talking about this and maybe one of us added a category, but I can't remember what it was. So, do you know, we'll just wing it. We'll just wing it and see how we go. All right. Let's get into it. Let's start with such a dumb category. Best new Assassin's Creed game. Chris, you get us started, mate. What's the best new Assassin's Creed game in
Hmm.
2025?
Well, considering we actually got Shadows and we got a DLC that no one's seen coming, so I mean we did get more than usual.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, my favourite, or I would say the best AC game that came out this year would be Shadows. And I know a lot of people are like kind of down on Shadows these days, but I think it was a good game.
Can't
Nice,
argue with
easy
that.
nomination. Adam, what do you reckon? I think you're a Shadows
Um,
man, right?
yeah, Shadows. I haven't played Valley of Memory, so Shadows sort of wins by default, but I think it deserves it anyway, so
Very good. I think we're going to come to that in some of our next categories as well, aren't we? So,
yeah.
yeah, all good. What
But
about you, Declan? Oh, go on, Chris.
no, I was just going to say that like obviously it was kind of out of the two, the DLC for Mirage or Shadows, but I mean, I thought the DLC was good. We obviously weren't expecting it, so I wasn't really expecting much out
Hmm.
of it. So anything that we got, I was quite happy with, and the story was really nice. So yeah, not too bad.
Agreed. Declan?
Well, I could throw a curveball in and say we did get that mobile Assassin's Creed Mirage Baghdad Discovery Tour thing. But
Was that this year? Did that come this
yes,
year? Okay.
it was like an AR experience, but my phone can't handle it, so I didn't nominate it, but I would have.
Uh,
But I've gone with the safe option of Shadows because technically it's the only one that released this year, and it is one of the best games we've had in a while.
Yeah,
Yeah,
understood.
definitely. Like that's what I was saying before. Like I know there's a lot of people online that are not happy with Shadows for multiple reasons, but as it comes down to it, like I mean, we'll talk about this more later for something, but I can play a good game that's basically like good mechanics and stuff, but the story's not quite there. But see if it's the other way around, I just can't play it.
hmm.
And a lot of people are like down on Shadows because of its story and stuff. But see, the gameplay mechanics and everything that is in that game is actually really high quality.
Yeah. It's like the story is fine. Like it has a lot of really good like story moments, but I think the gameplay is where it shines the most, to be fair.
Yeah.
I think for me, the only criticism I have with Shadows is not with the core gameplay that we got at launch, because I quite enjoyed the story, the world, and everything. I'm just very down on the handling of post launch, because Claws of Wages was a good DLC and I did enjoy it. But the other stuff we've had, like the Animus Castle corruption thing, could have been better. I'm
Mhm.
not a big fan. I know some people like them, but I'm still on the fence over the crossovers we had. I did think they did a really good job with the Dead by Daylight and the Attack on Titan, but I just
Mhm.
don't think they kind of gelled with the world of Shadows and Assassin's Creed in general. So that would be the only nitpick I had with the game, and it's just post launch. But when it came down to the core of it, I don't have any major flaws with
Mhm.
Shadows as a core game. I've enjoyed my time with it, and I do enjoy the story, and I would replay it again if I had the time.
See, I've got more of an issue with the post-launch content than I do with the base game. I think the base game's solid. It's all everything that came after that that I've kind of got an issue with. Because I mean, even like the what you call them, the crossovers. Like I've done them, and I'd just done the Attack on Titans one the other night, and I mean it was fine. I actually thought it was quite funny because I don't know anything about Attack on Titans and stuff. But I'd seen that Declan was saying in Discord to someone that we're supposed to look like that with our mad big grins and
Yeah,
all that.
yeah,
Yes.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was cracking up when I seen it because I'd already read that comment, so I knew it was coming and stuff. But when I seen it, I did think it was actually really funny because it was just like this big guy's like, hey, hi, trying
Yeah,
to chase
like
you down.
He sort of runs like a baby almost, I would say. I don't know if
Aye,
that's intentional, but it's
it's
weird.
like he's simple or something. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know
yeah.
anything about.
It is kind of weird. I guess well, they're supposed to be like that, like kind of
Yeah,
unsettling.
yeah,
So I guess the grin helps with that.
yeah. No, it definitely would be unsettling if you seen something like that. But that's the thing about crossovers. But it's like it's only going to speak to a small set of people that are fans of that other thing. Do you know what I
Mm,
mean?
yeah,
Yeah.
And so far, what have we had? We've had Dead by Daylight, we've had Attack on Titans,
And
have we
the
had anything
Critical
else?
Role,
And Critical Role. Like
mm,
all three of those things, I have never watched or
same.
anything like that. So I have no knowledge about it prior. So I'm kind of going into these things just kind of like, okay, this is what it is. I would much rather just a DLC
yeah. Well,
a bit of story or something, but
it's just really like more shadows, I guess. Like more of
yeah,
the core gameplay.
yeah, it's yeah.
well, I think that's kind of where the Attack on Titan crossover shine the most. I think I have issues with how I know people disagree with me, but how it came across as there is a real island off the coast of Japan with Titans. I didn't like its integration,
Mhm.
but I was actually proud with Ubisoft to push Naoi's agility and skills and parkour as the forefront because the big thing on Attack on Titan is high mobility,
Mm,
agility to take
yeah,
down these big 10-foot monsters. So to have it as less of a here's Yasuke, he just barging everything, and more of a here's a giant parkour playground that if you fail, you're screwed. It kind of really did set the tone for highlighting Shadow's agility, and Naoi's movement, while also keeping in line with how the movement is in Attack on Titan. And I think that kind of impressed me the most because I've seen all the Attack on Titan. I know how the movement is meant to be fast and agile. And I didn't think Ubisoft could acquire it because it's a different sort of movement system. But what they did with Noway and the ropes and the platforms, it really did hit the nail on the head for that fast, agile movement. So I was impressed when I walked away from it.
yeah. I've actually never thought about it, but like that. But yeah, you're right. It's kind of like they did they did the best they could to sort of um put put the parkour in front and center in the way that Assassin's Creed does or has done before,
Mhm.
what side of the argument you're on, but like tie it into the parkour of um Attack on Titan as well. So yeah,
No, absolutely. I really did enjoy that parkour bit in the crossover. That was fun.
I sucked at it, but it was fun.
Yeah, I did. I died once, I think, doing it. because I just completely missed something. I was like, oh,
I'll make a confession before we move on to the next category. I did rage quit the crossover for 2 days because I didn't realize that now I could switch from swinging to climbing when she's on a rope. So I missed a jump, and the only way to get back up was to grapple, then climb.
yeah.
And because I didn't know the mechanic you could switch, I could never get Naue to climb the goddamn rope. So it was physically impossible to continue the mission until I looked in the settings and I was like, oh, she can switch. Wish I knew that about that like 2 days ago, but I figured it out.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't played the Attack on Titan crossover. I haven't done the Locks Isu door, I'm afraid. As you know, some of my commentary that we've discussed about Shadows, I am done with that game. And I'm a bit more like Chris said. The core story is good. A lot of the side content is not good. And then the post-release stuff is, I feel like, if you imagine like a graph of what my opinion of the game is, every bit of post-release just knocks it down further because, yeah, so I haven't played it. It is still my nomination for this category by default, but I think Valley in Memory was great. 2 hours, good story, great presentation. God, I want more of that. I don't need a 60-hour or 100-hour game. I need a short, really well done game that I will just replay over and over and over and over. So yeah, I would say Valley of Memory would be a great nomination from anyone. But it is Shadows, because though I tell you what, Act 1 of Shadows, like when you got the prologue, title drop, Naue wakes up in that ruined monastery, and then you head out into the world and it's just you in that region as Naue. I just thought that was great. And I don't know if you remember, and I do need to replay it to refresh my memory on some of the story beats, but one of the early targets is at a tea ceremony.
Yeah.
And all you're doing is walking from person to person, but it's the candles, it's the darkness, it's the setting. It just felt really, really good. And I wish we had more of that. And
like
not a target board of 100 targets. Atmosphere, that's the word. And at times it's got great atmosphere. And that whole of Act 1 was great. Yasuke's story was great. I really wish that when you got the credits at the end of Shadows, I wish we'd had the emotional conclusion to Naue's story as well before the credits. So it felt like a proper ending, because it didn't feel, to me, like a proper ending. So, yeah, there we go. I still need to record my review, but I keep collecting notes, so they're never actually committing to it. So anyway, all right, so that is a Shadows win across the board by default.
So the next category James has written down is the best AC game we've replayed. So it's any Assassin's Creed game we've replayed in 2025.
And by the looks of what we've wrote down, no one has wrote anything down but me. So I guess I'll go first.
But can I just? When we did this spreadsheet a few weeks ago, my answer is none, like Chris said. However, I wouldn't count this as like playing the whole game again, but played Valley in Memory, and then I went back to Baghdad, did some more of the missions, and so it doesn't count as playing. But I would say Mirage, because it's just a great city to explore. It really is. The parkour, I got used to the parkour. That's a lot of fun. So I'm going to say Mirage, and then to Chris.
To me, yeah, so I picked Valhalla, and as people who have listened to me drone on about AC for years know, that I'm constantly playing all the AC games all the time anyway, so it's always kind of hard for me to pick one that stands out the most in any given year, because I play them all. So this year I went with Valhalla because just I had played quite a bit of it earlier in the year, more at the start of the year, but yeah, I just had such a great time with it again, and see the whole start bit in Norway, and obviously you return there later on in the game. But that bit is just so amazing to me. There's just something about snow levels in games. Just, I don't know, it just feels right. But yeah, no, Valhalla is, and this is something I was going to bring up before for Shadows, and I've brought it up on social media and Discord and stuff like that, is that I feel that Shadows will be looked upon in a much better light than it is currently, because pretty much a lot of the older AC games have went down that path. And so, like, I vividly remember hundreds of people hating Valhalla, hating Odyssey, hating Origins, always pure. This isn't Assassin's Creed. This isn't a good story. This is that. This is this. Just a million complaints about all of them. Oh, the RPGs aren't real Assassin's Creed games, whatever. But see, over the years, that is completely changed. There is a huge amount of Origins fans. There is a wild amount of Odyssey fans. And then Valhalla, I'm seeing more and more all the time. There's hundreds of people out there that are just like, yeah, Valhalla's a great story. Valhalla's a great game. It might not be your typical Assassins versus Templar story, but at the end of the day, that story is it's big for a start, but it's actually really well put together. And so many there's like so many like wee Easter eggs and what people would call fan service, but I don't think that's a bad thing, to be honest. Um, just all these wee things that connect Valhalla to the older games like Assassin's Creed 3, things like that. Do you know what I mean? There's just so many wee things in there, and if you really take the time to just sit and play that game, and I know it's long, right? Bear with me here. I know it is a big, big game, but and there's no Game Plus, which is the sad thing. But yeah, I guarantee most people that play through it, if they can stick through it to the end, then they're usually quite happy about it. And I've always quite liked it. And playing it earlier this year was definitely eye-opening because I only played it the one time through back when it came out, and I've not played through all of it yet. I'm still going to go for it, but yeah, it's a good game.
Fair enough. Yeah. What do you reckon, Adam? What's your opinion on Valhalla?
Um, I I really like it, to be honest. It's kind of, I always go backwards and forwards whether I think it's like one of the best Assassin's Creed games, but I think Odyssey kind of just slightly tops it for me over Valhalla. But I think Valhalla's like it's a really good game. I had a great time playing it. It's it has its issues like any Assassin's Creed game or anything ever really. But it's like Chris said, the story is really well put together. It's really interesting and all that kind of Isu sort of with Odin, Havi, all that kind of stuff. That's really good. The fact that all those callbacks to the older games, like with that portal where you could hear Ezio's voice, and all of that was handled really well in a like concise and non-messy way. It
Mhm.
it feels um like it was sort of like made to sort of appeal to most Assassin's Creed fans in that respect, but it
Yeah,
like with the way they put in Aya in the Hidden One bureaus with those letters, I think it was.
yeah,
That was a really nice touch. And the gameplay's great. For the most part. Like I did have an issue with the combat. It didn't feel as um like the parrying wasn't great as far as I was
yeah,
concerned. But the rest of it was all right. I kind of really stuck to just using one weapon for my entire playthrough.
yeah. It
So
was the same.
so it's like I don't really have that much experience with all the other weapons, but it was good. I've it's definitely the second favorite RPG. Um, well, maybe the third favorite. As I said, I keep changing my mind, but yeah, I think it was pretty good. Yeah.
We should do a tier list episode in the future, I think. We
Oh
could have an
God.
argument, couldn't we? It'd be a good argument. Future tier
It'll
list.
be an actual fight.
My God, yeah. All right, and Declan, you didn't play anything either, like me and like Adam.
No, I did buy Rogue, because I wanted to replay Rogue because it's one of my most intrigued games. But because I jumped from Xbox to PlayStation 5 in the middle of the year, I have lost my entire AC collection because
Oh
my
yeah,
Xbox,
same mate.
Mm.
yeah, my Xbox had every AC game, including Chronicles, on it, and now I have to rebuild the collection, which I'm not
Oh, I
going to
can play
complain about.
AC1 and now I can't. Ah!
Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
disappointment.
yeah, that's definitely disappointing. We we probably getting a remake of that. That's been rumored.
Stardust.
Yeah.
The project, that's a good code name. Wasn't that the same code name for the Death Star? I think it was. Anyway, that's from Rogue One, isn't it? Anyway, I was going to ask you all a question. It's gone out of my head. Damn it. What was it? Shit. Never mind. We'll move on. Oh, that was it. So, Chris and Declan, you've both been Xbox gamers for a long time. Why did you both switch this year? What happened?
Mine's is very loaded. My
Okay.
reason for it. I'd found out that Microsoft was supplying Israel and the IDF with their Azure technology to help basically bomb people. So
Fair
I was
enough.
kind of like, yeah, I don't really fucking like
Mm.
Microsoft
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah.
So
So you
yeah,
took a sort of conscientious
yeah,
point of
I just
view.
kind of just jumped ship. I had the money at the time, and I was like, might as well. So, and I sold my Xbox on Facebook for a good bit of money, so I didn't care. And yeah, I just bought a PlayStation 5 and just started again, basically.
Fair enough. What about you, Declan? What made you jump ship, let's say?
So I wouldn't say I'm an Xbox fan because I've grown up playing every console I can get my hands on. I love every console, so I'm not a fanboy. But I originally chose the Xbox over PS5 for Game Pass
Oh,
because
yeah, yeah.
to me, in my head, it was a good value for money and it would help my financial situation. And there was a few games that were coming to Xbox only that I wanted to play. But then all the games I wanted to play were suddenly cancelled out of the blue. So that lost incentive. And then I started to realize that Xbox, I was only playing third party titles. There was nothing exciting on Xbox for me anymore.
Hmm.
And
Mm.
there was a lot of people in our Discord group talking about like Ghost of Tsushima, Horizon Zero
Yeah.
Dawn again.
Mm.
And I remember playing Horizon Zero Dawn on PS4 and really enjoying it. So, and I realized as well at the same time that Game Pass, I was playing like 25 games, but completing no games because it's that addiction that you can just keep playing. You don't have to complete something.
Yeah.
So I decided to like jump ship so then I could rejig my finances. So if I want to play a game, I don't have to keep downloading for a subscription. I could just play the game because it's what I've bought. So this year has seen me really focus more on playing games, being immersed in games, and actually enjoying games again because there's no subscription that's going to keep me wanting to download hundreds of games. And there's a few PlayStation only games I've quite enjoyed this year as well that I've got to replay. So it was a better option financially and enjoyment wise as well. And that's probably going to be the most balanced answer you'll ever hear for someone jumping console ships.
Oh yeah, I'm fully on board with the PlayStation, man. It's a nice piece of kit.
Yeah.
It is.
No,
Yeah.
it's not.
Are you PlayStation as well, Adam?
Yeah. I've been PlayStation most of my life. I just feel like I do have an Xbox, but I don't play it that much, to be honest. I feel like the PS5 is a better, not necessarily more powerful than the Xbox, but like on a sensory level, it's got the dual sense, it's got 3D audio, haptics, that kind of stuff, and that's something that has really impacted my gaming life for the better. So I think that's why I prefer it.
See, I don't want to go down this rabbit hole, right? But I do want to say that I did actually start on PlayStation. I jumped
Okay.
ship already because I had a PlayStation 1 when they came out when I was a kid,
Cool.
and got the PlayStation 2 as well. The only PlayStation I never actually had was the third one. So yeah, just
I
want to put that
I
there.
I started on PlayStation 3. That was the first console I ever bought
Ah,
on my own. So
that's
yeah.
crazy.
I tell you, I had an original Xbox. When did they come out? 2000? 2001?
2000 or 2001, I can't actually remember.
Yeah, I had it
2001.
2001. I had one. I got it as a Christmas present from my parents. Happy days. I don't know what happened to it. I don't remember selling it. I don't remember throwing it away. But I know I only had it and I only had 2 games on it because games were really expensive and I was poor. And then my wife, but my then girlfriend, who became my wife, she had a PlayStation 2, which we mostly used as a DVD player at the time.
Yeah.
But we had quite a few games on it, and our favourite game to play together was SSX Tricky, the snowboarding game.
Oh yeah,
We
nice.
played so much of that, absolutely brilliant. And then we had a game. What was it called? It was a quiz game, and it had 4 like buttons. You could press the button to buzz in. It was called
Yeah,
Buzz.
Buzz. Yeah, Buzz.
Buzz. We played that, and that was a good Christmas game for everyone to do a quiz show. So we had the PlayStation 2, and then nothing because I had a PC. I'd been a PC gamer from like the early 90s, and then money got tight. We couldn't afford to replace it, so yeah, nothing until a PS5. In 2021, I think I got that. So yeah, it was a little trip down memory lane. Did any of you have like a Master System? You're probably all a bit young for that.
No, I didn't have a Masters. I started. Well, I say I started on the PlayStation, but technically I started on the Mega Drive. So that was after the.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
probably too young. I did. I I Well, I first remember I had a Game Boy, like a Game
Nice.
Boy Advance SP. That was like probably the first kind of console I had, and
Yeah.
then I went on DS, and then the Wii, and then PS3. So, yeah.
Nice. My first gaming. We're going back now. We're off topic, but who cares? My first gaming experience was in about 1990, so I would have been 9, maybe 10. And a friend of mine had a Commodore 64,
Yeah.
and the games were on cassette.
Mhm.
So you put the cassette in, you press play, and it would take 30 minutes to load the game
Right.
off of the cassette. And we would go to his house after school and play the couple of games. Yeah, but you'd put it would play the tape, and it might crash halfway through. And you have to rewind and start again. That's good times during the war.
I
Right.
do want to quickly say before you move on. You mentioned Buzz,
Yeah.
and true story, my kid's mum, she's still got her PlayStation 2.
With the 4 controllers,
Buzz
with the
controllers.
nice.
And even though my kids are in this generation now, one's 7, one's 9, for like PlayStations, Xboxes, and they both have a Switch Lite for Pokemon, they love every weekend sat around on the PlayStation 2 playing Buzz.
Brilliant.
We spend
Nice.
hours on it. And
The
it's
Switch would be an ideal console for that sort of game. Everyone gets a Joy-Con and you buzz in on it.
Yeah.
That would be
Yeah,
fantastic,
yeah, it
wouldn't
would.
it?
But
Yeah.
playing the original Buzz is honestly, it's so much fun. Just the kids don't care about the graphics or
Oh no.
anything. They just love like trying to beat the dad at general knowledge, and I'm there just like buzzing at every answer correctly.
Yeah. We're all getting old, guys. All right. Next category. This is going to be another short one. Best Assassin's Creed Transmedia. I haven't watched any Transmedia this year. Chris?
Yeah, I've not. I don't think so. Anyway, I can't actually remember when the last AC book I read was the Highland Children or whatever
yeah.
it's called.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But I can't remember if that was this year or last year, to be honest with you. So I just.
I
wrote
think we all
none.
read it
It's-
last year, didn't we? Because we
Yeah,
did a few
I-
episodes about the
yeah.
novelizations or the
Yeah, that's. I
Transmedia.
kind of thought that. So I wrote none. So yeah, nothing for me.
Understood. Declan?
I was contracted by my fellow workers at Abstergo to read the Animus Handbook.
Very good.
So
As all good employees do. Yep.
Yep, I have diligently read the Animus Handbook back to cover, and I'm just waiting for my Templar reassessment in a couple of weeks. So that'll be my homework sorted.
Very good. Is that's an in-universe book, right?
Yeah, it's the one that ties with Unity. So
Oh,
it's
yeah.
that Animus Handbook. So I got it second hand, but it comes with every pull-out and everything that came with it originally.
Oh
Yeah,
my
it's
god,
a beautiful book. I've got that as well. It's fantastic.
That's the one,
Oh,
yeah.
that's
Now,
it.
for those listening, for audio listeners, this is terrible because Chris has just held up the book to the camera. But yeah, it's if you are an Assassin's Creed like nerd, definitely get the is it Abstergo Employee Handbook, whatever the long title is. I
Yeah.
can't remember, but it's brilliant.
Yeah,
It really is.
that's
So good.
that's one I've yet to get, but it's on my list.
I only got it because it was the last book I needed to complete the transmedia collection I have. So I just got it just so I could say I've got all relevant Assassin's Creed books now.
Yeah, nice. And what about you, Adam? What's your transmedia call out for this
I've
year?
read Assassin's Creed Uprising, the comic series.
Oh yeah.
That's the end of the Phoenix Project, I think. The end of when they finished the Juno storyline.
Yeah.
Ah, it's that
Is
one. Okay.
yeah,
Controversial in a
yeah.
comic.
I'm pretty sure I got the last copy that was on the internet because I just cannot find it anywhere else. It's very rare for some reason. I've got no idea why.
Okay.
I really enjoyed it. Yeah. To be honest, I enjoy all the comic books. I think with Cassandra Dela Cruz, and all that kind of stuff. I think they're great. Some of the best Assassin's Creed stories told. I think I understand why people would have wanted it in a game, but I think the way they did it, it would have been difficult to juggle Templars, Assassins, Instruments of the First Will, and like kind of jumble that up all together. So I think they did the best they could, and they've turned out pretty good. I think, yeah.
And the way
Very
it
good.
ends, I personally believe, and it could just be headcanon, that Juno isn't actually gone because I don't really believe that Juno, who managed to put consciousness into the Isu network to be freed by Desmond, to suddenly think, I'm going to be resurrected to a new body. I won't secretly upload a spare drive of my consciousness.
Yeah,
Like, it's Juno. I know for a fact
Mhm.
she had a backup plan in
yeah.
case it went south.
Juno's had about 10 backup plans, man.
Yeah, because it's kind of weird that they never continued that storyline in the sense that Desmond's son is still alive and apparently still kicking. So I
Yeah.
don't know why they didn't just go with that instead of what they did with Assassin's Creed 4. It's kind of weird, but there you are. Ubisoft are known for their weird ideas.
They sort of swerve. I mean, I think some of my thoughts on Shadows are because you can see where they've listened to feedback, which is good, but then they swerve and they almost overcorrect,
Yeah,
and then they overcorrect back again. And I mean, can't complain from our point of view. I mean, we're not obviously big creators. We don't drive sales with our tiny audience, but they give us access. They send us resources.
Yeah.
They answer messages when we message the dev team. So all I can say from my tiny view of the world is they absolutely listen,
yeah,
and they do try to connect with the community in certain ways. But yeah, I do think so. Like you said there, Desmond's son, I can't remember his name. He's alive. He would be a great way of picking up the modern day again.
it's like with and when they retcon Shadows from the old like Japanese thing they did before. It's like I don't understand why they did that. Surely it would have been easier just to continue with what they already had. But I don't mind what they did. I just don't understand their reasoning. But it is what it is.
It's quite frustrating because you had that story connection from Ezio to
Yeah,
Shaojun
Shaojun
through to
and
China to Japan.
Kotetsu.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like you said, why throw it away? They still could have had Yasuke's story as it is, Tsuyu could have learned from Kotetsu. You don't.
Yeah.
You're not. I think I said this to. I can't remember where I said this. Maybe to Chris and Declan, but they threw away that connection and didn't replace it with anything particularly good.
Mm.
Yeah.
So it's not like they created some amazing new backstory. They've created an
It
okay backstory, but why throw away the
it's
history? It's frustrating.
kind of adds more raises more questions because does Xiaojun exist in the canon? Now
Yeah.
that the whole backstory of Kotetsu doesn't exist anymore, or at least not in the main canon,
Yeah.
Mm.
because
I have a thought around this, but I don't know if I'm right. Um, I think the problem with the retcon is to do with the fact of Ubisoft doesn't have a unified law front. So when we look at where this Chinese Japan law comes from, it comes from the failed mobile game Uprising, which was that failed TCG project. But what is the likelihood that the Ubisoft staff that are actually working on the big games have much knowledge about the smaller studios that handle the mobile games? How much of that game's story and lore was kept for them, someone like the team over at Quebec to then transition into Shadows? So I think maybe they chose to retcon because they don't have enough information left over from when they did Uprising that, well, not Uprising. Can't remember what the failed mobile game was that
Are you thinking of
aggregate.
Chronicles? Chronicles China? Or are you thinking of the Rebellion, the mobile game?
No, there was an iOS TCG game in 2015 that
Okay.
lasted less than a year from release, and it features the I forgot his name now, but it's the main assassin dude from Shadows, the one that tricks Nalway by trying to find out where her mum's hidden the regalia. Can't remember the guy's name, but
I know who you're talking about, but my mind's
it's the
completely
beginning of the
blanking right
Hay.
now.
It's the big assassin dude that you meet in Eager.
Aye, and he pure loves Suyu as well.
Yeah,
Aye.
Oh, Hattori Hanzo.
Aye,
that's it.
Yeah.
Hanzo,
Hattori Hanzo,
exactly.
yeah,
I could not fucking remember that now.
Yeah, it's the game that he was introduced in because when Obunaga fell, he was tasked. He sent someone to retrieve the Sword of Eden that Obunaga had,
yeah,
and all that details is on the Assassin's Creed wiki. But the wiki is something like a community
Yeah.
devised project. I don't think Ubisoft, when they're sitting down to do their big games like with Quebec and Montreal, scour the wiki or try and find these sort of knowledges. So
Yeah,
well,
and you know something, you've kind of just hit the nail on the head anyway, because you've just and it's yes, it's a failed mobile game. Like, if anything, they've probably just been like, yeah, that is just a load of rubbish. Make your own story. Go for it. Do you know what I mean? Because this is an actual triple A main title game, whereas that bit of story came from, as you just said, a failed mobile game. So in the grand scale of things,
which on a grand scale of law fans, it means Shadows does lose out on such a cool idea for a story that they could have done, especially with Hanzo and the Sword of Eden. So it kind of just puts that in perspective that maybe Ubisoft just needs a more unified front for law
yeah.
to
yeah,
stop these mistakes in the future.
So like, that was
100%.
one of my problems with Shadows. Like there was, well, to begin with, there was no Isu or Pieces of Eden, and like I said in one of the articles I wrote, like Assassin's Creed has trained us over the years um to expect like important piece of every important artifact to be a piece of Eden.
Yep.
And the regalia, which is obviously meant to is a symbol of the emperor's family and the emperor's family's right to rule. They really should be pieces of Eden because why wouldn't they be in broader Assassin's Creed lore? Because
Yeah.
Mm.
it's like with like I said with the Apple of Eden, the story of Shadows. Um, they wanted it to be grounded. Sure, that's fine, but grounded stories have been done far better in games like Assassin's Creed One, where you where you know the Apple of Eden has some power, but it's never explained in like any definitive terms. It's like this artifact holds power over people, but in a metaphysical sense of it influences them because because they have this object, they have influence over people, but it doesn't directly sort of control their memories or minds, and that comes in much later, right at the end. So it is more grounded, and it's told better than Shadows did.
Yeah.
Shadows, just to be clear then, because maybe I missed it, but the regalia are just ordinary objects, right? In Shadows, there's no magic,
As far
for
as we
want of a
know,
better word. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah, because there's no pieces of Eden at all in the game, right?
No. There are e-suit weapons, but I know some people would disagree on this, but they're just normal standard e-suit weapons. They don't do anything special. They're not like
Okay,
Swords of Eden, standard
okay,
e-suit equipment. Yeah,
Yeah.
the most exciting thing it does is glow, but that's about it.
fair enough. I think the other thing, just what you said there, like Assassin's Creed has trained us to expect certain things.
Yeah.
I don't think it's happening now. I think Shadow's development is done. But I think I was expecting a second DLC, and I was kind
Yeah.
of expecting that to be a bit more fantastical.
Yeah.
And that would be the moment to explore, Japanese folklore, mythology,
Yeah. Yeah.
first civilization. That would have been the bit to bring in Xiaojun.
That's another incredible missed opportunity. Shadows of Mythology Japanese mythology is incredible as far as I'm concerned. So much they could have done, like with Awaji being one of the first islands created by Izanami and Izanagi.
Ah, right.
Like it's central to the creation myth of Japan, and they just didn't do anything with it, and it's so weird and disappointing.
Oh.
This is. I'm going to move on because I love the chat, and we need to come back. We need to do a Shadows,
Yeah.
but when we know there's no more content, we'll get back together and do a proper Shadows kind of conclusion. But let's move on because I also know that Chris is a busy guy and probably needs to have an early night tonight. Okay, next category: best game we tried again. This is any game we've played again after initially not enjoying it, or maybe not finishing it, or we can interpret it widely. So I tell you what, Adam, let's go to you first. What's your nomination?
Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, yeah.
Very good.
I played it when it came out. Uh, I I remember enjoying it, but I sold it because I think I needed the money or something. So I came back to it after seeing you, Chris, and talking about it, and it just sort of clicked with me because over the years I've become a bit of a parry fanatic, and that's basically the core gameplay component, combat component of Sekiro. It's just so perfectly balanced, I think, more so than any other game that I've played. And you have to sort of learn bosses and enemies' attack patterns, and I feel like while it's still From Software, and I have a lot of problems with From Software's game design and the way they do their lore and everything, I could kind of look past that because the core combat was so good that I could just carry on, and Sekiro has a bit more story there than other From Software games I find, but like of course the setting is a big thing for me because I love Japanese settings and stuff like that. I just think like the game, like stealth as well. It's not the best stealth system, but it's kind of a means to an end. And it can be pretty forgiving at points where you can just take a death blow away from an enemy with stealth, no problem. Make it a bit easier on yourself. I just kind of really got into it, and if if they do a Sekiro 2, I'll definitely play it. But that's probably the only From Software game I'll ever play and enjoy, particularly because every other From Software game that I have tried, I feel that the combat is slow, clunky, and the lore is wasted because it's just so vague and you're never actually told any story and you have to go through like dozens of wiki pages to try and figure out what's going on. It's just I feel like it's just a very rare game where I just really clicked with it and as I said, there'll be only From Software game I ever play unless I do another Sekiro or a Tenchu, which I don't know whether they'll ever do that, but we'll see. Yeah.
Understood. Good nomination. Of course, those of you that are listening, we do have the video on in our call, but you can't see this. But when Adam said Sekiro, the look of pleasure on Chris's face was honestly beautiful.
Music to my ears, mate.
I mean, it was a hard start for me, but I loved it. And I haven't finished it. I've got to be very clear. I haven't got my gamer card stamped yet. I haven't finished it. I got up to Lady Butterfly.
Oh yeah,
About 1/3 through fighting cowboys sort of walkthrough. And then we had projects to do in the house, stuff going on with the family. And so I stopped it. I haven't gone back to it. But I do want to because, that game has something. I don't know what it's got, but it's got something. And like you say, I always think of a comment from the game reviewer Yahtzee Croshaw where he calls Sekiro, "Learn to parry the game." And it is just so satisfying when you get it right. It was the guy, so you go, and again, I don't know any of the chapter names. So before Lady Butterfly, you're climbing up the castle, up the Tenshu, and you fight the samurai. And he's got that very fast double strike that he does.
Oh yeah, Genichiro, yeah.
That's the guy. And he only killed me once. And on the second attempt, I was like, parry, death. And I was like, oh my God, that feels so good.
Yeah,
it's so good.
It just like sort of dopamine rushes to your brain every time you like parry. And, and it's like it's so tight. The combat is you just. More so than any other game, you have to learn boss attack patterns. You can't just like kind of wing it. It's just and when you actually parry, the sounds and the like the sparks flying. Like there isn't actually any vibration on the controller. They didn't implement that like any other parry game, but it's really incredible to be honest.
Those ones where you learn the pattern of the boss and he happens to be doing like 6 strikes in a row and you just parry every single one and they're like really fast. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, bang, and then you counter them, and that is the moment where you just fall in love with Sekiro.
Yeah,
that's Expedition 33 for me, mate. Expedition 33 taught me that parrying and counterattacking is amazing, and then led me in. I know you didn't enjoy Expedition 33, but that was my path. It's Expedition 33 into Sekiro. So yeah, that whole countering, beautiful. All right, good nomination. I think very popular with this crowd. Adam, I'm going to quickly mention my nomination here, which is Ghost of Tsushima, which I've played before. Played it once. Played it, I think, on like easy mode. I enjoyed it. I respected it, but I didn't get obsessed by it, I think, as lots of people did. I didn't use the tools enough. I think playing it on easy, you're not forced to really use the systems and use the stealth and everything. So I did a New Game Plus a few months ago. Got the platinum, did all the stories, all the side stuff. I think I played on hard plus mode. I think that's right, because it has slightly different difficulties in New Game Plus. And I really used all the different combos. I used the different stances more effectively. I used all the tools. And yeah, that's got a really nice, when you get that perfect parry, you get the shing of the sword, you get the camera moves around, everything slightly blurs on the screen and it just feels right. So yeah, for me, Ghost of Tsushima is my nomination this year. And I'm only playing it because I'm really looking forward to Ghost of Yotei and I'm getting it for Christmas. So nice. Do you know, I needed a bit of Japanese sword action before going to Ghost of Yotei, so I replayed that, and that's my nomination. Declan, what are you going to nominate?
I nominated Horizon Zero Dawn. I remember playing it on PlayStation 4 and I never actually completed it. I think I got about halfway through. And playing it the first time, I just thought it was a generic open world with a unique idea of robot animals. But replaying it the second time and getting the story all the way through, it is one of the best open world games I've ever played. The story is so darn good and so unique as well. I don't think I've seen many games attempt a story of that scope, especially when it comes down to apocalypse vibes. It's always zombies, aliens, or a plague. It's never something just as simple as human nature gone wrong and then technology overlords. It's like Terminator, but cooler. So yeah, I played that again and I thoroughly loved it.
Good nomination, mate. Did you finish the story?
I did all the way through, credits roll,
Nice.
and it was so goddamn perfect.
Yeah.
Good nomination, mate. I love that game. One of my most favourite games.
Yeah,
Well,
me too.
that's still a PlayStation exclusive that I've yet to play, but it is on the list.
On your very long list.
Oh, mate.
I think we all have a long list of games to play, don't we?
Never ending.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Good nomination, Declan. So let's close out this category with Chris.
And I chose Cyberpunk. And I have still not even played a lot of it. Like, I've barely scratched the surface of this game, honestly. But every time I do play it, I just like, this is just so good. The atmosphere, the feeling, the RPG mechanics, everything about it. I just love it. Like I said in a previous podcast, that I'd played it when it came out a little bit, but obviously it was quite bit of a riot when it came out, so I decided to just kind of not play it and wait till it get fixed and stuff. And obviously now it's like one of the best games out there with all its patches and stuff over the years. So I'm really looking forward to the new year because that is when I think the first few months of 2026 will be when I'll actually get tore right into it, and basically like, complete it and stuff. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Nice. One of the things I like about Cyberpunk is if you don't want to spend 200 hours, you really don't need to.
Yeah,
You can just do the main story. It's actually really quite short.
yeah.
Now, of course, if you want to open up all the endings, if you want to explore all the themes, do all the side content.
Oh yeah, I'm going for the platinum on that one. So
Nice.
I'm
Nice.
definitely going to do all the stuff. But like I said, it's going to be early next year. That's when
Yeah.
I'll be able to actually sit down and properly get tore in.
Very good. And Phantom Liberty, oh my god, what
Yeah.
a story. I mean, just that as a game on its own would be incredible.
Yeah, I've
the
heard
fact-
really good stuff about that
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
Discord. So
Yeah, looking forward to it, mate. Looking forward to your updates.
yeah.
All right, so that's our nominations for best game we tried again: Ghost of Tsushima, Cyberpunk, Horizon Zero Dawn, and Sekiro. Let's move on
It's a good
to.
list.
It's a good list. It is a good list. But also, it just shows like we all sometimes try stuff, and for different reasons, we have to stop playing or it doesn't work for us.
Yeah.
You know, you come back. I think for me, what helped with Ghost of Tsushima was just coming back with more experience of how to parry and why you should parry. You know, from other games. So going back with more experience, and I enjoyed it a lot more. Okay, best old game that we've played this year. And hey, look, we interpret these things very generously. So we said any game older than 8 years, but you know, whatever. Just make your own rules up. Chris.
So yeah, I did cheat basically, kind of. So my game is definitely older than how many years did you say? Sorry, 8 years. It's
About
definitely
8, but I
older
was
than
just
that.
yeah.
But I played the remake, the remaster of it, and that is Grand Theft Auto 3. And I chose this game because when I was a wee lad, right, going to story time. When I was a wee guy,
What's happened to us this episode? All we're doing is doing stories from the olden days.
basically, like I said to you before, I did start on PlayStation, and I can't remember what year it was, but I remember getting a PlayStation 2 for my Christmas, and I got Grand Theft Auto 3, and I must have been about like 12 or something, or 11 or something. Like, I was quite young. Shouldn't have been playing GTA 3, but it was the 90s. It was a different time. So anyway, Grand Theft Auto 3 was actually the very first game I ever fully completed and got like 100% in. Because before that, I didn't know of any games that you could have like 100% and stuff. I didn't really think about it that way when I was that young. But obviously GTA 3 had the stats page and it would tell you like how much percent you've got, and you would usually get something for the 100%. So yeah, that was the very first game I ever 100%ed, and I decided to get the remake of it recently and just try and get the platinum in it again. I was like, yeah, let's try and 100% it again. And I remember thinking when I was a kid, like it was one of the hardest things I'd ever done. It was just so, I think it took me months to get the 100% when I was a kid. And then I just done it recently. Obviously 37 years old now, and it took me just it was like took no time at all, and I was doing things and having all these memories come back to me of like doing these certain things in the game, and remember thinking at the time, this is impossible. How am I ever going to do this? And then like doing it now, like actually that was really quite easy. But no, I had a great time. So yeah, that was my pick. GTA 3, old school.
Good choice, mate. And I think it says here came out in 2001.
Oh, well, okay.
Yeah, and
So
that was the first
I've
one in the series with the 3D that went from 2D to 3D.
right, okay, so then I must have been in first year of high school then. So I was young, but I wasn't as young as I thought I was, so yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But it's a good game for a young, person growing
Yeah.
up. Teaches you all the right lessons, something like that.
Yeah.
Declan, what is your best old game?
So, like Chris, I am stretching the rules here because even though the game is older than 8 years, I played the remaster, and this is Alan Wake 1. I have no idea why it was on my list to play, but it was on sale, so I just downloaded it, and it is a phenomenally terrifying game. I've completed it now, and I really want to replay it, but I don't think I have the courage to retry it because that scared the pants off me. I've never screamed so much playing a game as I did with that.
Very good. I've tried Alan Wake 1 twice, and I can't get past the fucking tutorial where you first get attacked by the spirits. There's something about it. Just doesn't. My brain doesn't work, so I will never play that game because it just makes me angry.
I tried it. I just could not get into it. I think like the world and the lore is great. I didn't like kind of gel with the gameplay loop. Just walking around and being kind of mobbed by hundreds of shadow creatures constantly. I just didn't get into it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not one I'll try again. I've got. I don't know if you guys have seen it, as we're all PlayStation people. Alan Wake 2 was on the monthly games last month or the month before.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I've had it on. I've been thinking of buying it on PC for a long time, but it's Epic Games only, and I really want it in my Steam library.
Yeah.
And I thought it might come to Steam eventually, and I was in no rush. But it's on. It was available on PlayStation, so I've got it now in my library for PlayStation. I will say of their games, I loved Control. That was great.
Yeah, I love
Really
Control
enjoyed
as well.
that. But Alan Wake, I'm afraid not for me. Go on, Chris.
I was just gonna say this was the point I was gonna bring up, was that I have never thought about playing Alan Wake because I'm not really into I know it's not a horror game, but I'm just not into like that type of game, basically. But I did have an interest in Control, and someone said that in Discord the other day that basically to understand the story of Control and stuff, you need to have played Alan Wake and stuff like
I
that.
don't think so.
I'm
I
sure
wouldn't,
yes.
I
someone
wouldn't
said
say
that, and
that.
I was so confused. I was like, "What? Like, I don't want to have to play Alan
Yeah.
Wake to
The
be able to play Control."
like all Remedy games are in the same universe, but I don't think you need to be playing like
Right?
all of them to understand each other.
Because I mean, this new one that's coming out that gets shown at the Game Awards
Yeah, the
the
new.
other day. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
that
Control.
looks cool, and I was like, right, okay, if there's ever a time to get into Control, then probably now's the time.
Hmm.
But then I seen that comment, I was like, what? Don't want to play that.
I mean, maybe there's little references or lore snippets that
Yeah.
you wouldn't
Yeah,
understand, but
there is a Alan Wake DLC kind of, I think, in Control,
American
but
Nightmare,
yeah,
Okay.
it doesn't.
maybe.
It's nothing to do with. Well, you don't need to know the story of
Yeah, it's
Control
no
to know.
like really important, I'm
No,
assuming.
it's just a nice
Yeah,
DLC.
yeah,
I
play it,
will.
mate.
I will say I've played Control before Alan Wake before, and it's really good. But replaying Control now after playing Alan Wake, you do get more of a deeper sense of the world and what's going on. But I wouldn't. I would say it's not essential. I think it's essential if you want to play Alan Wake 2, because a lot of references in Alan Wake 2 connect to Control and Alan Wake 1. So
Right,
Control is a must if you want to play Alan Wake 2, but yeah, you
right,
could
okay.
skip Alan Wake 1 and still play Control, but you just get a deeper thing, um, a deeper understanding of the world, and it's terrifying.
I mean, if you want to save some time, I've just looked it up. You can go onto Gamers Little Playground on YouTube and get Alan Wake Remastered, all cutscenes, 3 hours 35 minutes. There you go. Put that on for an evening. You've watched a horror film and you've got yourself caught up on the universe.
So can I just quickly ask, have any of you three played the Xbox exclusive Remedy game? I can't remember what it's called.
Quantum Break in it.
Quantum Break, yeah, that's it.
I haven't, but I've been sort of meaning to do it, but never get around to it.
Yeah,
Maybe someday I will, but
yeah. Fair enough.
I think that's available on PC. Yeah, I've got it here in my Steam
Yeah.
library. Yep. And I started it and I played about 30 minutes because I was just pissing about. But yeah, at some point I will play it for sure. Is that same universe, Adam?
yeah,
Thanks.
yeah, I think so.
Okay, understood. It's interesting. I like what they're doing there. But yeah, the new Control game will definitely be a must play for me because the first one I really, really enjoyed. Right, where were we? What were we doing? Old games. Alan Wake. Adam, your turn, mate. What's your nomination for best old game?
I've sort of cheated here because I've gone with two. Like, Tomb Raider Anniversary. One, because I love Tomb Raider, and second, because it was really nice playing a game which is level based instead of open world RPG, like massive 100 hours, whatever. I've managed to finish and platinum it in less than a week, which is very rare for me. So it was nice and short. And Batman Arkham Origins, because it's kind of a tradition that I play it every year at Christmas, because I think it's a Christmas game. I think I know a lot of people have issues with it, but like Chris said, it's kind of like uh, a cylindrical thing where everyone comes around to it, so it's brilliant after a few years. I think like it is basically Arkham City, but it's got a lot of nice little touches, like the animation are different because Batman's supposed to be younger, more reckless. So you get like he's more brutal when he's beating the crap out of thugs. And and the story is just excellent. I think it's really good as a sort of prequel to the rest of the Arkham series. It's so cinematic and great, and I feel like it's my second favorite Arkham game after Arkham Knight, which is my favorite. I think overall I think it's better than Arkham City, which is a very controversial opinion, but I'm full of them, so there you go.
That's why you're here. Have you guys played the Arkham games? I've only played a bit. I might have finished the first one, but I don't remember.
I have, but I'm not going to give my opinions because Adam's on the show and I don't want to get beat up by Adam.
I mean, you can't not now.
I don't like them.
Oh dear.
I don't know. I
He
played
sounds
them
like a
all.
disappointed parent there.
The weird thing is, like, I've played and completed them all, but I don't know. There's just something about them that just didn't feel connected to the world or to Batman. And I don't know what it is. There's just something about it that after I played it, I was like, it was all right. I played better. I don't know why. But yeah, that's controversial. That's my first controversy of the night.
Okay. The night is young, mate. Don't worry about that. Chris, you a Batman Arkham fan?
Well,
Uh-oh.
that takes
Uh-oh.
me to one of our other questions, kind of.
Yeah.
Where is it? Aye, the next question. So we'll leave that then
Okay.
for a minute,
Right.
and then we'll talk about it.
Yeah, well, that's so curious. Right, yes, let's move on. So,
Well, you
Best-
still to go.
oh yeah, of course, I completely right. So, what did I write
Best old
in
game.
best old game? I wrote all of the Uncharted games. They're all brilliant, for fuck's sake. And I wrote that all in caps. Yeah. So
Yeah.
in the spring, I wasn't really. I didn't really want to play anything taxing
Yeah.
or anything new. And I played all the Uncharted games for the first time. I know they're really old games, but for the first time, I think it was last year or the year before. And I just thought I'm going to go back, and I replayed all, not the one that's on the Vita, because I don't have a Vita or PSP, whatever it was, but the 4 or 5. It's 5, isn't it? The 5 sort of main games. I replayed all of them, and I actually started with Lost Legacy. I played that on, was it crushing difficulty, whatever the hardest difficulty was. Really enjoyed that, and then I went back and played all of the Nathan Drake ones, and I just think they're all brilliant. Simple. I know one's a little bit rough. The bit on the jet ski is really fucking frustrating. Yeah, but they're just great. They're just they're not long. You are playing an interactive action film, and I really like the quippy dialogue. The writing is tip top. The characters leap off the screen as sort of, over the top heroes. It's brilliant. Simple but brilliant.
Yep.
So yeah, I really enjoyed that this year. And honestly, you know what you said there, Adam, about having like a little annual thing where you replay the Batman Arkham games? I could see myself replaying these every year just because they are really fun, relatively short, and just entertaining, So yeah, thanks, Chris, because I completely forgot where we were there. I lost my place. All right. Best game, we got someone else to play. Declan.
I don't think I've got anyone to play any game this year, but I'm not too sure.
Well, Mr. Declan, do you remember about 4 weeks ago, maybe 6 weeks ago, you were, we've got our Discord and we've got a channel for discussing non-Assassin's Creed games. And Declan was posting about this fucking weird Chinese free-to-play gacha shit crap game that no one would try, and he's going on and on and on about, oh, this is so good and whatever. And then what happened, Declan? I might have oversold that a bit.
Technically, okay, hear me out. The question states best game with someone else to play. I don't remember ever selling the game to somebody specific to play. I was just...
Oh, I see. That's the lawyer's defense. Right. Okay. That is a fair point. But you did plant the seed. And again, a few weeks ago, I was like, even though I've got all these fucking games in my library, I was like, I don't know. And I was looking through the PlayStation Store, free to play. Oh, Declan's been going on about Where Winds Meet. I'll download it. It's free. So I think that's your nomination, mate.
Okay, I'll count that, because Where Winds Meet, everyone needs to play it. It's so damn good.
I've been thinking
Surprisingly
about it.
Oh, please play it. It's so fun.
Thinking about it. I don't know. I don't know if I've got the time.
But
So
it's like...
yeah, go on, mate. Go on.
Oh, it's just so perfect as a free-to-play game. There's no in-your-face cash shops, no in-your-face loot boxes. There's 2 separate game modes. There's single player and there's an online. So if you don't want to socialize, you can ignore it forever and just play the main game. But more than that, if you're a fan of kung fu movies, even cheesy ones like Kung Fu Hustle from 2004, a
Mhm.
lot of the movements, the animations, the attacks are all based off old kung fu movies like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, Kung Fu Hustle.
I can't believe
And
you're calling that film an old kung fu. Wow. Wow. Okay, carry
I
on.
don't
Carry
know,
on.
leave me alone. But
Oh, brilliant.
the the best thing to sell it is this isn't a developer that's just gone to the drawing board and decided to do their own kung fu moves. The person who helped them with the martial arts is a trained choreographer for movies. So they've actually got a martial arts expert to come in to help with the choreography, and it is so satisfying to do all these kung fu moves like run up walls, fly through the air, drop kicks. Oh, I want to
Yeah,
play it.
you're selling it hard, man.
Oh, and it's
'Cause-
gorgeous as well.
It
It's
really
and
is good looking.
breathtaking.
I
Yeah.
was gonna say that like the one thing I've always felt that is missing out of my life recently is a good MMO. But now you're talking about all this kung fu stuff, and it's just making it sound perfect.
I'll
And there's
say
like
like there's no, go on, mate, go on.
I was gonna say, there's like cool little interactions you can do. So one of the martial arts moves you learn is Cloud Step, and you basically jump on an enemy's head and kick them. But if you time it perfectly with Heaven's Palm, which is a move where you just use a ghost palm to knock people out, it changes the animation from a ground attack to an air smash that leaves a physical handprint in the ground. And it's just that attention to detail is just satisfying.
There are a few things that are a bit. The only word I can think of is a bit shonky. Like it, there are little bits where you think, this is a little bit underbaked, but it doesn't matter because it's free. And actually, the shonkiness just makes it more charming. But the scale of the place, and do you know what? I haven't played it now for a couple of weeks, just been busy with work and other things, but I like it because I'm not too invested in it. I can just play for half an hour, do a quest, turn it off, go and explore a place. There is so much to do that you'll never be bored. And like Declan said, there's no pop-ups trying to sell you stuff. It doesn't stop you playing. You don't have to watch adverts or any of that crap. There is a whole menu, there's a whole online shop, but it's hidden away. So you can just treat it as a free-to-play open world adventure game. You're way further ahead than I am, Declan, but yeah, really impressive game. And it's got what I like, which I remember from Odyssey. It's very, very fast, very, very fluid kind of combat. And then there's that, if you want to go into the boss fight things, there are some really challenging, proper, from software style boss fights, if that's your thing as well. So it is funny because there is so much in there, you could almost say the game doesn't really know what it wants to be, but it doesn't matter because you can just ignore the stuff you don't want to do and move on. So I'm very impressed with it. So that's your nomination, Declan. I'm telling you your nomination. All right. Adam, what about you, mate?
I played Windsmeet, the beta. I did enjoy it, and I think like I haven't played it since because I've got this kind of weird thing about free-to-play games. Like I tend not to play them because I don't feel like I own them. I know that's kind of odd. I don't really know how to explain it, but it's kind of I'd rather play the games that I do own,
Yeah.
so I can get my money's worth out of them,
It's fair enough.
and then I can. And so I feel like I've got my money's worth. But yeah, I really like it. It's something that there isn't really a lot of wushu and wuxia inspired games around. There are more now because there's been a resurgence of games set in Eastern Asia. But yeah, it's kind of unique in that aspect because it's kind of based on obviously like really old kung fu films. You can learn Tai Chi from a bear.
I love that bit right at the start. It was so
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
And it's just it's got that kind of like old school kung fu like weirdness to it, and it's quite endearing. A lot of it, and I remember when I was playing the betas, I think I accidentally attacked a chicken and it would not stop chasing me. It would just constantly chase me, and it was just like it was really it's really fun.
Yeah.
I might go back to it at some point and play it when I've got some more time. But yeah,
I know what you mean there about you want to play the games that you spent money on, absolutely, and you want
mm,
to like. I like to get invested in a story, That's why we're doing Assassin's Creed podcast. But sometimes I do just want something where I don't really care that much, so I can just
yeah,
turn it on, turn it off. And this game, I think, fills that niche. I'm just looking at the Steam database, and I know that Steam is not the only platform, of course, but it peaked at 250,000 players. That was 3 weeks ago. 24-hour peak, 147,000 people are playing. It's one of the most played games on Steam. It's in the top 10 sort of by concurrent players. So there's a huge audience. That's just Steam. That doesn't count
no,
Epic, consoles, all the rest of it. So it's grabbed a big audience. Yeah, the one thing I suppose that for me, because I'm not familiar with these sorts of games, is there's the sheer numbers of stats and menus and buffs and builds.
Hmm.
mm,
It's huge, which might put some people off. But I think so far I'm just ignoring all of that and I'm having a great time. So, yeah. All right, good shout from Declan and from Adam as well. Chris, you wrote not sure. Adam got me to play something.
Yeah, so basically, yeah, I don't think I got anyone to play anything, but I know that Adam got me to play something, so he got me to play Batman, the Arkham games. Um,
Nice.
so I've only just started playing the first one, which is Arkham Asylum, and yeah, I've not played much of it because I've not had the time, but from what I've played of it so far, I'm really enjoying it. I mean, I've just got out of like the first main bit where you're
yeah.
like kind of inside like this medical area or
Yeah,
something.
intensive treatment.
Yeah, and then you get outside, and I've done a wee bit outside, kind of just like collecting stuff and that. But yeah,
Mm,
no, I've really enjoyed it so far. And the thing is that I know that like this game is quite linear and
yeah.
stuff. It's more level based, but I think like the other ones are more kind of open world and stuff.
Yeah, the Arkham Asylum's more Metroidvania kind of
Yeah,
like open zone kind of thing, I guess you
right.
could say these days.
Yeah,
But
you like come back later with
yeah,
different
with different
gadgets and stuff.
gadgets.
Yeah,
Arkham Asylum's open world, and the rest of them all open world from there. So
yeah.
yeah,
But so like I mean, I prefer the open world stuff and that.
mm,
But from what I've played so far, this I really like. I like the aesthetic of it. I like the atmosphere of it,
yeah,
and I really can't like because I mean everybody knows the best thing about Batman is like the villains. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Batman's got some of the best villains
Best
in
villains, yeah,
any. So I'm actually really looking forward to coming across some of these guys. Like obviously I've seen a little bit of the Joker so far, and
yeah,
obviously that's Mark Hamill doing the voice and that.
yeah,
Because I mean I can't believe I've never played them till this point because like people that know me know that I'm not really a big comic book movie guy or
yeah,
anything like that. Like I'm not really into Marvel and all that type of stuff. But when it comes to when it comes to superhero movies and stuff, I have always been a fan of Batman. Really, obviously, I love Dark Knight trilogy. I like the new Batman movies as well.
mm,
Um, so yeah, I don't know why I've not played them up until this point, but obviously knowing Adam for the past few years and how he never stops talking about it, just like how I never stopped talking about Sekiro. It's like, yeah, I was like, he tries Sekiro, I'll try Batman. Yeah, let's see what happens. But no, I'm having a lot of fun with it, so I can't actually wait to get more into it. Got a few days off over Christmas and that, so I'm definitely I think I'm gonna get stuck into more Batman and more Death Stranding over the Christmas period.
Nice. Death Stranding is. I think I've got it in my Epic library, and it's just never. So it's just sitting there, and I've just never quite had the bug to play it.
Hmm.
But having seen a bit of Death Stranding 2 footage recently, it does look very interesting. Maybe I
Yeah.
should give it a go. Um, okay, I'll close this one out with potentially. I don't remember if I recommended this game to him or whether he was already going to play it, but I'm going to say Expedition 33 and My Nephew. So first of all, shout out to Liam. Hello, Liam. He knows about the show. He subscribes because he's a legend. He doesn't usually listen, and that's fine. He's not that bothered about Assassin's Creed, which I get, but he does like these Christmas Game Award episodes. So hello, Liam. So I'm going to say Expedition 33, which I think he really, 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 really enjoyed. So that's my shout out and my nomination. All right. Next category. Best acting performance or best performance moment. Adam, do you want to go first?
Yeah. Trying to remember what I put down now. Ashley Birch, I think, was one of them for Lego Horizon Adventures.
Good shout.
To be honest, it's just nice to hear her voice again. And she does a good job of a more comedic style of Aloy. Yeah, it's she she's just a great actress, to be honest. And it's just really nice to hear her voice again. And I can't remember what the other one I put.
You put down Troy Baker as well. Never heard of that guy. So yeah, what's he done? Some indie
Troy
stuff or
Baker
whatever.
for Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. He just gets Harrison Ford's mannerisms, his voice, all down to a T. The fact that if you didn't know it was him, you just expect it to be Harrison Ford. He's just done a brilliant job.
I saw this was on the Indiana Jones subreddit the other day. Someone was talking about the newer films.
Yeah.
And asking for opinions, and like the top comment was something like, honestly, Harrison is too old now. He's brilliant, but he's too old. If they want to keep making Indiana Jones stories, do it in games or do it in animation and have Troy Baker do the voice.
Yeah, that's a good shout.
The best way to keep doing classic 1930s, Indiana Jones.
I don't think casting anyone other than Harrison Ford as Indiana Jones would work. He's just, I know they could do it, but whether audiences will accept it is another thing, because he is the one who's played him over all these years, and he's other than Han Solo, I would think that's what people know him for, and that's who he is. So
yeah, two good shouts. I just started playing Lego Horizon yesterday.
Yeah.
And I totally get what you're saying. Ashley does a lot of animation work, and you can tell she does children's cartoons with how she does her Aloy voice for the Lego game. It's great. All right, I tell you, I'll go next. I'm gonna nominate. It's not really a surprise. Expedition 33, but instead of nominating Jennifer English or Ben Starr, because they get all of the awards, I'm going to nominate Kirsty Ryder, who voices Lune. And for that early Act 1 speech where she meets up with Gustav and she basically says to him, get the fuck up. But don't want to spoil it, because if you haven't played the game, you need to play it. But it's just such a powerful speech. And the way she delivers it, that was the moment in the game when I was like, holy shit, this is really something. And we've got to do this. It got me invested. So yeah, my nomination is Kirsty Ryder. Declan.
My nomination would be, well, I did say the entire cast of Expedition 33, but if I had to pinpoint it down, it would have to be Charlie Cox, who plays Gustav, because I've known him for his work as Daredevil, and he is a phenomenal actor. So to see him put his voice towards a character and really sell it was such a beautiful moment. Every part he's on screen is just captivating. And I also put down, because I'm useless at names, but the voice actor for Alan Wake, I don't know who he is.
I have no idea who that is.
No.
I'm terrible at names, but he really does a good job.
Keep talking. I'll look it up on IMDb, and this will be totally seamless, mate. You carry on.
He does a really great job in the games of capturing that tension, that fear, but also because the game does a lot of topics around somebody's psychic failing, so their mentality state is failing, and he does really capture that sense that he's starting to question everything. Matthew Peretta. Oh, Well, he goes as my second nomination for Alan Wake because he is phenomenal. I was on
Nice.
the edge of my seat with him as an actor for the main game.
Oh my god. I thought he looked familiar. I'm looking at him on IMDb. He was Will Scarlet in Robin Hood Men in Tights, which I just watched the other
Oh,
day. That is so funny. So that
That's such a
guy
good film.
voices Alan Wake, and he voices Alan Wake in Alan Wake 2. Makes sense. Oh, that's really cool. Okay, so your nomination is the entire cast of Expedition 33. By the way, I wrote the same thing, and then I just mentioned Kirsty Ryder, but and then Matthew Peretta. Very nice, very nice. All right, Chris, do you want to close out this category? What is your nomination for best performance?
yeah, I chose Lee Majub, or I'm sorry if I'm totally butchering his name, but yeah, so Basim from the Mirage DLC. Um, I thought his performance in that DLC was like some of the best performance work I've seen in any AC game, and that was a DLC as well. I think it's probably a lot better than the original game.
Yeah,
But I think that's a lot to do with the subject matter of what is actually going on in it, and it's mostly the final moments of the DLC story, like the last 10, 15 minutes of it. Um, yeah, it's quite heartbreaking and quite sad. And I was saying this to someone before that it's the subject matter of the DLC and what is happening to his dad at the end of the game is not something that you see in games a lot, or if ever. Like, I don't think I've ever seen that being like story told, basically. So yeah, and Lee does an amazing job in anything he's in, anything I've ever seen him in acting wise. So to be able to do that in a game with the motion capture and his his words as well, do you know what I mean? Like, he's a really good guy. So yeah, I really enjoyed that. And I wrote a wee shout out to Troy Baker for Indiana Jones as well, because I did play that, and like Adam was saying, yes, absolutely perfection of Harrison Ford. I couldn't believe it, because when I first played the game, I didn't know a lot going into it. I was like, oh, this Indiana Jones game, yeah, I'm gonna get that actually. Started playing it. I was like, oh, did they actually get Harrison Ford to voice it? Oh, that's cool. And then realized that it wasn't him, that it was Troy Baker. I was like, what? My mind was blown. So yeah, we shout out to him for that.
that opening, like the prologue, where you retread the
Yeah,
steps of Raiders.
Yeah,
yeah.
Man,
that was great.
I was in heaven. I really was. Do you know that's a great game, and it's one of my honourable mentions for the end of this episode. My only thought was, I felt like the opening sort of chapter in the Vatican was better than the later chapters.
Mm,
And I
Yeah.
realise they're quite different. You know, you've got desert, you've got jungle, then but you start in that little city area, and it was just immersive's the word. It was so
yeah.
immersive, and the other areas didn't quite reach that level. I think that's the only little thing I would say.
Mm.
But yeah, great game,
I
and he's
I I
go on, Adam.
haven't actually finished it. I reached Thailand, and I was
Okay.
like, I was not in the mood to go in from boat to land and keep exploring like that, because I just was not in the mood. But I'm planning to get it on PlayStation and get a platinum for it, because it is a really great game. I'm not a huge Indiana Jones fan. I'd say I enjoy his films. I used to watch them a lot when I was a kid. But I think it's one of the best Indiana Jones things I've ever played or watched or anything. I think it's brilliant.
Yeah, yeah, indeed. All right, let's move on to favourite character design. Declan.
I didn't nominate anyone. Let's move on.
Declan.
I put Esquire from Expedition 33, and as people in Discord know, especially Serve, I also put Verso because he is phenomenally designed and, dare I say it, For a video game character, he's quite cute as well. But yeah, I just put them two
Understood.
because I think they're the best designs in the game, and they're both highly memorable.
Yeah, yeah. We got to check in with the other two before we say any more. Chris, you didn't finish the game, did you?
No,
Did you
I,
get to the end of Act 1?
no, I don't actually know. I don't think so.
Okay.
Like I said,
Adam?
I just
I played probably about an hour, but that's not really an hour because I'm really slow at playing games, so I
Okay.
don't even think I left like to actually get to wherever it was they were going, the Paintresses Island
Oh,
or whatever it was.
okay. You're still in. Okay, so you're
Yeah,
right in the sort of prologue. Okay, so we
prologue
can't
thing,
say
yeah.
any more, Declan. But okay, so Verso and Esquier are your nominations, which I respect. Esquier, I just love that guy so much. But we can't say any more because of spoilers. So
Can
we'll
I
catch
just
up in a
say-
year's time, you two.
can I
Let's see
just
how you
say
feel.
that yeah, I do plan to go back to that game one day because
Okay.
I want to enjoy it. I want to
Okay.
see this story.
Okay.
It's the story that I want to see. It's just the
Yeah, yeah.
gameplay I cannot stand.
Okay. I would say put it on story mode. Look up a couple of builds so you haven't got to fuck about, and just
Yeah.
because some people love finding the pictos that then let them customize the builds. That's I did enjoy that to a point, but in the end, I just went and got build guides for the characters I liked playing as, and that just saves you a lot of brain power. And then you just get on with the
Yeah,
combat,
do that.
you know, and that's more fun. But yeah, I can understand that, mate. Adam, best character design or favorite character
I
design?
kind of went with a group here, and it's the Guardians from Shadows. I think because a lot of the gear is very realistic, and as I've said this before on the Discord, but I don't like a lot of the base gear in Shadows. I mean, the look of it, I, I, I really like Japanese aesthetics, but the gear in Shadows doesn't really do it for me. So the Guardians having that more of a kind of wild kind of aesthetic, with the kind of like the main made out of horsehair and the mask and everything. I think that's really great. That's and and I just think the Guardians are not like exactly difficult to fight. I think to be honest, they could have been a bit more challenging, but just their look and how they appear, I guess, is really interesting to me. Yeah, I wish they did a bit more with the Guardians. Because when I first played Shadows, I was really disappointed that there wasn't any mercenary type system like in Odyssey, because that is one of the best mechanics in recent Assassin's Creed games, I think. But I kind of came to realization that with all the like hundreds and hundreds of targets, it would be a bit impractical. But yeah, it's just the more I don't know, I don't want to say fantastical, but more kind of out there.
Outlandish.
Yeah, outlandish, kind of like they want to be seen, like they're important, that kind of stuff. Yeah, I think they're really quite great.
Do you know the one that always sticks in my head is the guy with the pot belly?
Oh yeah.
He's the one that I always spot. Poor guy. Not that we're fat shaming, but you know, he can move for a guy with a bit of a tummy.
I suppose he's meant to be a sumo wrestler, I guess.
Oh,
Kinda like,
maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's a good shout. I will call out again. It's an Expedition 33 option because I've got zero imagination. But I'm going to call out the mimes, which are sort of mini. Would you call them mini bosses, Declan? They do hit hard, so maybe they are mini bosses that you'll find 10, 15 of them throughout the world. They've only got 2 moves, but they're very, very fast. But once you learn it, it's like Sekiro. So you go tap, tap, parry, 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 you know, and it's fine. But they are just the style of them, the music that plays when you fight them. There's this accordion combat music. It's just superb. So yeah, I'm going to call out the mimes just because of how ridiculous they are, how challenging the first time I fought one. And actually the rewards are always cosmetics. You don't even need to fight them if you don't want to. But the cosmetics are the classic baguette outfits you've probably seen all the pictures of from that game. So yeah, for me it's the mimes. And Chris.
So I chose Fragile from Death Stranding. So as you know, I've only just started playing Death Stranding recently, like within the past 3 weeks or something like that, as I just started it. Um so I'm really not far. I think I'm actually still on chapter two, but chapter two seems to be really long. Like they've wanted me to go to all sorts of places, and obviously it's all on foot. So yeah, it's taking a minute, but I've ran into this character Fragile a couple of times, and yeah, I think I like her just because I fancy the actress that plays her, to be honest. Which is Léa Seydoux, I think I'm saying that name right.
Yeah.
French actress who has been in quite a lot of movies. She's been a Bond girl and all sorts. So yeah, really like her. She's a really cool character in the game. I don't 100% know what's going on in the game so far. It's very weird, as most people know. It's Kojima, so it's a bit wild. So I'm not 100% sure on what's going on. I think I've got the baseline understanding of what's going on. Yeah, she showed up, and she seems to be another like head of her own delivery company. And yeah, she's just very strange. And she wears this like jacket that's like got these rubber spikes on it, like what the goths used to wear in the 90s or something. And they like stand up and get pointy when there's like, I don't know what they're called, the bad guys basically. Yeah, it's very weird, but I really like her character and her design, so I put her down.
Nice, good shout. All right, so that's our characters. Let's move on to this. This is the low point. This is when we do the bit of the negative, miserable bit. Okay, this is biggest disappointment. Now we're going to end with Adam's. So we're not going to start with you, Adam, because you're going to end us on a positive note because you're a happy guy, right?
Yeah.
So we'll just go left to right across the spreadsheet. My biggest disappointment is Assassin's Creed Shadows, and I'm really sorry, guys. I know, and ultimately, your disappointment level is like it's the difference between what you expect and what you get. And I expected a game that took what the studio did with Odyssey and moved it on. I expected a game that listened to the feedback from Valhalla and moved it on. And actually, I said this, didn't I? Ubisoft, they swing so much back and forth. They overcorrected from some criticisms. One of the things I really missed in Shadows, which I thought would be there because it was such an enjoyable, for me anyway, part of Odyssey was the builds. And you really felt the impact of the engravings and then sort of customizing a build around melee or ranged or be a tank or be a glass cannon, blah, blah, blah. And there are, your is it engravings, whatever they're called in Shadows, and you've got your charm that you can put on your back. But I never really felt any impact of trying to customize because the percentage buffs are so small. So I really missed that. But for lots of other reasons, unfortunately, there are very good bits of Shadows, but then there are lots of that's okay, and then there are lots of bits I just thought this is really pointless. So unfortunately, sorry guys, for me it's Shadows because I think I expected more. And do you know what? I will do a New Game Plus, and I will skip all of the side stuff, and I'll just mainline the story. And actually, I think I'll have a really enjoyable time, because it was the open world stuff. It's like you make a good cup of tea, and if you keep pouring more and more milk in, it turns into a shit cup of tea. And I found the open world stuff and the sort of the side stuff to be quite poor. Which then dragged down my overall opinion, So I think if I just mainline the story, I'll have a great time. The stealth, the big castles, like some of the missions in Act 2, and I forget the one, but there's quite a few missions where you're tag teaming between the characters. I loved that.
Yeah.
I just really enjoyed that handoff, and you felt like you were working together. But yeah, there's too many surrounding things that just seemed a bit odd to me. Anyway, enough negativity. Let's get someone else to be negative. Chris. Biggest
Well,
disappointment.
well, I wrote down myself, lol, and then wrote Battlefield 6, but in brackets, it's a me issue.
Okay. Okay.
So basically, what I'm saying here is, yeah, I was looking forward to Battlefield 6. Let me just start by saying Battlefield 6 is not a bad game by any stretch, right? Battlefield 6 is actually probably the best Battlefield game since 3, so a long time. It's just that since then, I have gotten a lot older and I am not as fast as I used to be. I do not have the same twitchy finger that I used to have. And yeah, it's just, I was looking so forward to this, and then it came down to it. I got it, started playing it, had fun for about a day, and then started to realize all these things about how old I actually am now and how shit I am at this game. So yeah, biggest disappointment this year is myself because of Battlefield 6.
Oof, that's a
But
self burn,
again,
mate.
not saying it's a bad game, it's actually a really good game, just I'm shit at it.
Understood. All right, very good. Declan.
So this is my second controversy of the night because I know it's regarded as a good game, but I put the Final Fantasy VII remake.
Oh dear. I know.
Uh,
Now, I'm gonna say off the bat, like,
Did someone just say an audible "oh dear"? Was
That
that
was me.
Adam?
Yeah.
You sounded so disappointed. Go on, Declan. Present your case for the prosecution.
I think the disappointment I have with it is it doesn't have the nostalgia feel I wanted from Final Fantasy VII. So the gameplay shift between, well, I don't know how to describe it. It is sort of hack and slash sort of menus for abilities, which is kind of what they had for Final Fantasy 15. Did work. I think I got used to the combat and enjoyed it, but I really miss that old school um, turn-based feeling and taking my time with turns and the builds. But I think the one thing that really did hook it is the disappointment, and it's kind of a not the game's fault, more Square Enix's choice, and that is to take this game and split it into three parts. So I'm near the end of it, but if I want to know more about the journey, I've got to buy the second game, and then once I complete that, I'm gonna have to buy the third game. Whereas I've got the old one for Nintendo Switch, which is the PlayStation 1 version, just with HD upgrade for £2, and that is the entire story. So I kind of just really saw the disappointment that it didn't give me that nostalgia feel for the combat and the turn-based mechanics, and it just I really don't like the fact that I now have to wait to play the second and play the third when it originally was just one game. So yeah, that's kind of why I'm disappointed in it.
Okay, fair enough. Imagine a game studio putting key story into a DLC, eh? That would never happen. Adam.
I haven't really got any, to be honest. Uh, I do, I do think what you said about Shadows is that's all fair. I can understand why people don't really like it. But as I've played over 340 hours of it now, I think it's because it's set in my favorite historical time period, so I guess I'm more biased than anything, but I think what's there, I really like it. And I know there are some really bizarre decisions that were made, to be honest. Like no Isu, no Piece of Eden, um, no meditation when to fast forward time when the game came out, but they've managed to put that in. But it's still a very weird thing. Like you meditate and it goes to 6 p.m. for some reason. 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. Um, it's just it's really grown on me as something that I think. So, yeah, I don't really have anything. I tend not to be disappointed with games too much. I mean, the only game that I can think of recently in the last few years that has disappointed me was God of War Ragnarok. Probably
I think you and I have spoken about this, haven't we, in the
yeah,
past? Yeah.
yeah. It's
Okay.
just I just it was God of War, the 2018 was just so brilliant, and then they went to Ragnarok, which I found the story was boring. I didn't like
Yes.
playing as Atreus. I just don't like him. Um, and I felt the combat was they just buggered that up entirely, really. They like I did enjoy the fact that there were more options, but I just could not get into it whatsoever,
Mm,
and that was a real problem for me. But other than that, I can't really think of any other disappointing games.
very good, mate. That's a positive note. I like that. I
Mm.
like that. Yeah. God of War Ragnarok. Jesus, get on with the story, guys. Come on. All right. Best soundtrack. Adam.
Shadows. Uh, I've every Assassin's Creed has a top tier soundtrack, and I think Shadows has really done a great job with both combat and the ambience. I think Rise of Yasuke is probably the best combat soundtrack in the series, potentially. Um, and just I think it's one of the better Assassin's Creed soundtracks to listen to outside of the game as well. It's just quite calm and relaxing,
Mm,
even the combat ones. Um, so I don't really have any much to say other than that, to be honest.
all good. Yeah, all good. Good shout. Declan.
No surprise, Expedition 33. But I've also put an honorable mention for just one mission for Alan Wake because you're doing a mission at a rock concert with rock music, and it is just such a blast. So yeah, Expedition 33 and that one mission in Alan Wake.
Very nice. Very good. I'll go next, and I'm going to say the same thing because I have no original opinions. Expedition 33, superb soundtrack. Any soundtrack, as I said earlier, that has combat accordion music, that's a 10 out of 10. So, yep, that's me. Chris.
Oh, I said Shadows as well. I think that whole soundtrack is amazing from the stuff from is it the flight?
As a flight, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's the flight,
and
yeah.
the techie stuff. Um, that whole the whole soundtrack for the whole game is brilliant, honestly. Even like all the it's like I don't know what it is, but it sounds like Japanese rap music or something. Starts
Mm.
playing at one point in it, and yeah, it's just brilliant. Like when Yasuke first shows back up, um, is it Kitano? And the music
Yeah,
starts playing, and they just starts going through all the guards to get to
yeah,
Naomi. That's just brilliant, man. Like, yeah, great soundtrack. I love that.
Very good, very good. So two for Shadows and two. We've got a clear sort of pattern here: two for Shadows and two for Expedition 33. All right, let's look ahead to next year. Most anticipated release for 2026. Obviously, things can change, but right now, based on what we think is coming out next year, I'll be honest, haven't looked that much at what's coming next year. Obviously, GTA 6 is coming. I've never played a GTA game. I guess I'll play that because why not? I guess everyone else will be, so why not? But for me, it's the 007 game, which sort of
yeah,
looks like it'll scratch that Dishonored and Perfect Dark first person stealth action kind of itch. So that's my nomination. Looking forward to 007 First Light. Do you know what? Let's just go left to right. Chris, what about you? What have you got on your sort of
So
list
yeah,
for
first on the
26?
list, I have also got 007 James Bond. I can't wait for that stuff. It's made me look into playing Hitman games. Yeah, there's not been a good James Bond game for a long time, so this is like, and it looks like if you've seen the trailers and stuff for it, I mean, it looks amazing, I think. So
Mm,
that plus honorable mention to Grand Theft Auto 6. You know me, I love GTA games, I love all the gangster stuff and all that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that, and yes, possible Assassin's Creed Black Flag remake, if it ever gets announced.
You know, one thing I did think about that, and that it seemed that there was rumours there'd be like a trailer or an announcement at the Game Awards,
Hmm.
and then it didn't happen. I must
Yeah.
admit, I didn't watch the Game Awards. It was middle of the night. I just
Hmm.
read the IGN summary the next
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
One thing we don't know is, so we spoke about it earlier, AC1 remake potentially, a Black Flag remake, loads of other projects in the pipeline. Now that Assassin's Creed as a brand is owned by this new entity that's co-owned between Ubisoft and Tencent, is it possible they've looked at the whole pipeline and scrapped parts of it or rearranged things? Because new owners, new business decisions. It's entirely possible that projects that were sort of well advanced have been paused or cancelled because they don't make sense, or there's a whole new strategy for the next 5-10 years, let's say. So I don't know. Part of me, and I know it's exciting when we see leaks and we sort of talk about rumours of future Assassin's Creed games, but I just feel like with this new owners, there's just an extra question mark that even stuff that was months or years into production could be paused or changed or scrapped. So I don't know, but yeah, I mean, if it comes out, let's check it out.
Can I just say that was one of the things, but that happened like the night before the Game Awards. Ubisoft changed their like picture on social media from like the red and white shadows thing to just a
Yeah.
plain
Yeah.
black
I
and
remember
white
that.
logo. So it was
Interesting.
like, is like everyone thought they were going to show it off, and then they never did.
Okay.
So I don't know what happened. Weird.
Yeah. All right. Adam, most anticipated game.
What you said about 007, yeah, that is one of them. It looks really good. I'm more interested in it because it's from IO, who do Hitman, and I really love Hitman. So I know that they're capable of making some excellent games. So, because I'm not a huge James Bond fan, but it does look good. And you have Onimusha Way of the Sword. That's just another. I haven't played any other Onimusha yet, but it's from what I've seen of it, the combat looks really fun. There's a parry mechanic, of course. It just and it looks like really like my sort of bag. Like it's potentially pretty brutal and gory stuff like that. I like stuff like that. Um, and I got the face, the likeness of one of the most famous Japanese actors ever, Toshiro Mifune, as the main the main character. So I'm really looking forward to that. And then there's Tomb Raider: Legacy of Atlantis, which is
Oh.
basically a remake of the second remake of the first Tomb Raider game, because Tomb Raider Anniversary was the first remake of it.
Okay, so it's actually. I mean, I haven't. God, I played the first game in the '90s, and I
Yeah,
haven't played it since. I've forgotten it completely. It's a remake of that first game.
yeah.
Oh.
It's
A
in.
reimagining, they said?
Yeah, they call it a reimagining, but it's just a
Right.
remake.
Right,
It's
okay.
like I think it's they're just gonna bring it to the level that Tomb Raider is now. So it's in an Unreal Engine 5, which is a problem for some people, but it doesn't bother me. Um, and it's just basically bringing in modern Tomb Raider mechanics. So just like put a bar to swing on and gunplay, acrobatic gunplay, I should say.
Hmm.
Um, and obviously it's the voice by Alex Wilton Regan, which is
Yeah.
obviously voiced by a great actress, I think. Yeah. So and then well, there's the other Tomb Raider game, but that's not until uh
Next year.
2027. So
Got it.
yeah, I think that's it really. All I
Okay.
can think off the top of my head anyway.
Yeah,
Very
no,
good.
the Tomb Raider will be good. I can't wait for that.
Yeah, already in my wish list. Looking forward to that as well. And Declan.
Well, it's my most anticipated release is James Bond, but looking at um the Google Doc, for some reason I put it as Names Bond. I don't know what I did when I
James
was
Bond.
saving.
James Bond.
So, but I've actually pre-ordered it at the moment. So it's
Okay.
there's a lot of games in 2026 that look exciting, but James Bond is the only one that's got me thinking, you know what? I want to put my money down for it. So I've pre-ordered it, and because of Chris, I'm looking at getting Hitman as well because I really want to play Hitman now. And I've also got Tomb Raider as well because of everybody talking about Tomb Raider.
It's Tomb Raider. Come on. It's
Yeah.
classic. All right. Very good. So a lot of 007 and then GTA 6, Onimusha, Tomb Raider. Good list. We're all going to be playing the same games next year. All right. Let's finish this up with our final kind of the top award, best game we played in 2025. I'll go first, and we'll finish with our guest. That seems the right thing to do. You know, the guest goes last and sort of closes the show. So I've got 2 honourable mentions. Astrobot. Don't normally like platformers, but damn, that was fun. And then Indiana Jones, because I love Indiana Jones. We had the 3 original films on VHS, taped off of the telly when I was a kid, and I watched them over and over and over again. And like we've spoken throughout this episode, it felt like we were in an Indiana Jones film, and Troy Baker was amazing. But my award goes to Clair Obscur Expedition 33. That game friggin' changed my expectations for what you should look for in a game in terms of story, like the depth of the lore, the beauty of the world, and the combat. My God, absolutely loved it. So yeah, for me, Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Chris.
Okay, so I got one honourable mention, which is Death Stranding. As we spoke about before, just started playing it in the past few weeks, and it is like nothing I've ever played before. Like, it is actually completely weird and mind-bending, story-wise, and the gameplay is actually, it's like, obviously people are just like, oh, it's a walking simulator and stuff, and in many ways, yes, but at the same time, there is a lot more to it than that. And I actually really like the movement of the character in the game. It's quite unique, and you feel the weight of stuff on him and like toppling to one side, and the way he moves his feet on the ground, so like you're running over a bit of like rough terrain, and it's like, yeah, it's just, it feels so realistic the way he moves. So yeah, that's my honorable mention. And best game I've played this year is Hitman World of Assassination, which is basically just Hitman 3, but I don't know what happened, like they rebranded it or something and basically added the other 2 games into the
Yeah,
same package or something.
yeah.
So
It's basically just the first one was Hitman, and the second was Hitman 2, and then Hitman 3, and then they just put it all in one as the World of Assassination. So
yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, like, and again, same with whatever, I can't remember what was the other thing. I don't know why I've not played any of these Hitman games until this point, because I grew up playing the original Hitman games on like PS2 or whatever it was way back in the day. I can't remember. It's that long ago, and I really enjoyed them then. And obviously, being a massive Assassin's Creed fan for the rest of my life, I really can't understand why I never picked them up. And I'm like kicking myself because I've had so much fun with, like, I'm not that far into it, and because I'm starting at the beginning, I'm basically only like halfway through Hitman 1 right now. So I've not even made it to 2 or 3. I'm only on 1, but everything I've played for it, I've just had so much fun. The amount of things you can do, the ways you can kill people in this is so amazing, and like some of them are just hilarious as well.
Yeah,
Um, the amount of game mechanics in this game that I wish Assassin's Creed would just take.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean? And we'd spoke about this before, but just like stupid wee simple things like being able to like pick up the body or like drag the body over to an open window and just throw the body in the window so it's like out of view. Like just simple things like that. Like Assassin's Creed games could take all these little assassination stealthy things and just make an amazing game. So yeah, Hitman World of Assassination gets my vote because yeah, the guys over at IO, man, they are making some crazy stuff, and that's was the only reason I did pick up these games is because of the James Bond trailers and that, and I was like, oh yeah, oh it's the same guys that are making it, right? Okay, let's try this out, and yeah, best decision I made this year.
Nice. Do you know, as you were talking there, I thought to myself, I'll have a quick look on Steam. Maybe I'll buy World of Assassination. Why not? I'll give it a
Mhm.
try. There was no button to buy it because I already fucking own it. It's been
Yeah,
in my library for as long as I can remember. So, yeah, I'm going to install that and give it a try as well.
yeah, you definitely should. A lot
All
of
right.
fun.
Good nomination. Hitman World of Assassination. All right. Declan.
Well, my two honorable mentions. One is Where Winds Me. I'm not gonna talk to death on it, but it's phenomenal. The second one is actually Digimon Survive. If you grew up on Digimon as a kid, it is a must buy. It's got a fantastic story, really good combat, and it's just phenomenal. But my overall nomination, to no surprise, is Expedition 33. But the reason why I cap this as the best game I played isn't to do with the story or the world. It's the fact of in this day and age when I go to buy a game, you've got to consider DLCs, potential microtransactions, tons of hidden little fees and 70 odd pound for games now. But with Expedition 33, it was about £45 day one, and that's it. It's all you pay. There's no hidden fees, there's nothing. I think that's kind of what sold it. That once I completed it, there was enough replay ability to do more missions and more playthroughs. But it's the fact of there was no storefronts, no live action, no live service stuff, no microtransactions. So it just felt perfect. A one and done game that was just phenomenal all the way through.
Yeah, brilliant. They didn't ask a lot of money and they didn't ask you for any more money. It's quite rare, isn't it? To be honest. So yeah, good shout. So let's close this out with Adam and his nomination for best game he's played this year.
So, my honorable mention is Lego Horizon Adventures. I think it's just a joy to play. I know it's technically like it's a bit different from normal Horizon, but being in that world again is just it's really nice. And Ashley Birch's Aloy is great. It's got that classic Lego humor that I've never really delved into. This is my first Lego game, so um, it's a different it's kind of a different change for me. But I think they've managed to capture the gameplay of Horizon pretty well in the like the whole Lego format. Yeah, so and to begin with, my game of the year was Shadows. The combat, the just the fidelity and authenticity of Japan. Naoe and Yasuke's their relationship is just so real and genuine. And the stealth as well. And I also really like the way the targets were structured and the whole just going around actually finding them and talking to people and all that. It makes the game feel like a living, breathing world more than being gamey in the sense. And then it was Ghost of Yotei because they've done an excellent job of just improving absolutely everything from Ghost of Tsushima. I had quite a few problems with Ghost of Tsushima. I thought that the combat, well, the whole game was pretty shallow, but still enjoyable. But then the combat, they've just really amped it up, so it's actually engaging, and there's more variety to the world. Atsu's story is just uh, I think is better than Jin's, but that's obviously personal preference. Um, and then I finally settled on Bravely Default Flying Fairy HD Remaster, which I know people might have a problem with because it's a remaster, but this is the first time I played it. It's basically just a classic JRPG, like in every sense of the word. It's got a few interesting mechanics, like being able to take more than one turn, take one more than one action in a turn. But yeah, the story is really excellent. I really love the characters. Like most RPGs, the music is just absolutely excellent. I just think it's kind of, even though it may seem like a derivative of Final Fantasy at times because it's got crystals like Warriors of Light, that kind of stuff, and it's got some the same items that are in Final Fantasy like Phoenix Downs and that kind of stuff. I just think it really stands on its own as a really enjoyable uh, gameplay loop with um, some excellent characters and a story that you can really like get into and get invested in, which is something I haven't seen probably since Odyssey in the same way. So yeah.
Hmm.
All right. Bravely Default Flying
Yeah.
Fairy. I can't find that on Steam. Is it console
No,
exclusive?
it's only on Nintendo Switch 2 at the moment.
Ah, right. Got it. Got it.
So
Okay.
I don't know
Gotta
whether
check it out now.
I don't know whether they're planning on putting it to other stuff, but
Yeah, understood. That's cool. All right, good nomination. So our sort of final four are, well, three actually, because two of us chose the same one. Claire Obscure Expedition 33, Hitman World of Assassination, and Bravely Default Flying Fairy.
yeah.
Very nice, very nice. Well, that is it. Those are our Game Awards, our nominations for everything we've played, recommended, played again, didn't like this year. I'll tell you what. Let's have like any other final thoughts. Anything else you want to call out that we didn't have a category for, Chris?
Not really sure actually. I mean, just some of the games that I've not got down anywhere that I did enjoy. Like, I mean, I really did enjoy what's it called, Indiana Jones.
Mm,
Well, that was really good. Like I said, I played it on the Xbox before I switched, so I'm probably going to get it again on PlayStation. And like Adam was saying, platinum it. So
very good. Yeah, Declan. Anything else that completely random that you want to shout out?
Go play Where Winds Meet.
All right, someone's been given some money by the Chinese game developers. Yeah, yeah.
I think one thing I was going to mention before, but I've only just remembered now, and it's a fun little thing that might make you giggle for this type of awards. Is did any of you ever play Zelda as a kid?
No.
no,
Well,
didn't have a Nintendo.
No,
did you ever
same.
play Skyrim?
No.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely
Right.
play Sky.
So you know in Skyrim, if you kill a chicken, the entire world comes after you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I discovered last night that if you kill a goose in Where Winds Meet, it's not the citizens that come after you, it's geese.
Ah,
And
an army of geese.
and there's an actual mission, and I am not joking here, where 4 hardened warriors have been defeated by a monster, and you must retrieve its treasure. It is a goose. Not a giant sized goose, just a regular goose you'll find in the park. You cannot defeat the goose. You can punch it, kick it, shoot it. The goose does not die, and it will not leave you alone. I am still terrified of geese now. It is nightmare fuel. I will admit, I'm level 60. This goose is also level 60, but I've Tai Chi'd it across a map. I have set it on fire, and it is immortal, and it is terrifying. So a new fear unlocked: geese.
Sounds about right.
Understood.
Yeah.
Understood. Do you know what? I realised and I'm going to make one quick mention here because I completely skipped over this row in the spreadsheet, which was best demo we've played this year. Now, Chris, Declan, and Adam both said none, which is fine. I've only played one demo this year, so by default, but also it was really, really fun. Cleared Hot, which is a modern sort of re-spin on the classic helicopter combat games of the 90s. Just go and have a look at some gameplay on YouTube. It's very, very cheap. It's just really good fun, and it will take you back to your childhood. So Cleared Hot is the one extra one that I should have mentioned when we were doing the proper flow, and I forgot. But yeah, that's that. So Cleared Hot. Adam, any last games to call out that don't fit in anywhere else?
The only one I can think of is South of Midnight. Yeah, that's a very unique game, I'd say. Like, it's got like, I don't know, kind of, I can't remember what the word is now, but it's like
It's
sort of like,
weirdly animated.
yeah, like
It's claymation, isn't it?
like stop
motion.
stop motion.
Yeah.
That's the one. Yeah, well, you don't often see games that try and do that kind of thing, like try and be a bit fancy with it, I guess. And obviously there's the whole like folklore and urban legends of the South of America. That's really interesting, and the music as well. It's like it's music I haven't really heard before, so that's a new one for me. And also the story is actually quite hard hitting. It tackles a lot of really like deep themes that you don't often see in games. So and can get quite emotional. So yeah, I'd recommend that one.
Yeah, I'm
Check
so
that one.
glad that you said that because that is one game that I've been wanting to play for quite a while now,
Yeah,
and couldn't obviously because I jumped to PlayStation.
yeah,
But now we know that it is coming to PlayStation
yeah,
5.
Is it?
So yep, it is.
yeah,
That was
Oh,
one of the
that's
things that
interesting.
got mentioned at the Game Awards.
yeah.
I love South of Midnight.
It's coming in the summer, so I'm probably going to try and get platinum on it because
Yeah.
I'm not really bothered with getting 100% on Xbox, but on PlayStation, I do want to try and platinum it. So yeah,
Oh yeah.
Could I change my most anticipated now to South of Midnight? Because
No, mate, the
I-
voting is closed. Sorry, too late. Too late.
I did
No, go
play
on,
it
go on.
Xbox and got halfway through, and it is one of the coolest games you'll ever play. And some of the story beats in it for some of the big moments is tear jerking. And now it's going to PS5. I must
Yep.
play it again because it is perfect.
Nice.
Well, I'm buying that in summer.
All right, good shout out. So that's it. Those are our game awards, game nominations for 2025. I'm about to lose my voice, which means it's time to end the recording. So it's goodbye from me. It's goodbye from Chris.
Goodbye.
Bye. Yeah, there he is. It's goodbye from Declan.
Is it? I'm still here.
And it's goodbye from Adam.
yeah. Goodbye. I've been fun chatting to you all.
That he got it. He got the memo. Adam gets it.
We're
Oh, no.
useless, man.
Yeah, it's been good, mate. Thanks for joining us, Adam. Enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah.
It was a good episode. Good conversation.